Hi guys, I'm the ZB37 man, and today I've got another video for you which is going to be on my ZB37 and its tripod. The reason why I'm doing this video is I spent ages last night, hours trying to find any videos on YouTube that would be helpful to me, and any stuff online. I literally found nothing that was helpful at all. Most online things were like about how it shoots, and I don't need that. I need to know how it works. And most videos on YouTube are just people shooting it. And there were a couple of forum posts that would have been helpful, but you had to get accounts with them, and then it's just a whole load of rubbish that I can't be fagged with. So I just spent hours working out how I've managed to find out mine works. So I thought I would do this video on how it works. So first off, I'll start with the stand. I'll set it up for just standard infantry use, and then I'll set it up for anti-aircraft use. So this stand has got markings up here for the Slovak army and the Czechs. So what I think, and it's got Slovak markings on the actual gun as well. So what I think is that it was originally made by the Czechoslovakians, and Germans captured it and sold it to the Slovaks possibly, and then the Germans got it back. That's possibly what might have happened with it. Anyway, so it's got three kind of screw things. One here, one here, and one here. And what they do is they basically loosen and tighten a metal piece here. This metal piece here gets loosened and tightened, and you can see it has teeth that they interlock with each separate part of the tripod, and basically that allows the legs to be moved around. And it's an okay system, I think, but it is a teeny bit complex, and I shall go and show you how that works. So what you do with this is you loosen it enough, and I will start off with this end here, and that is because it allows you to move this big main section up. And then down like this. And what I do is I just lock it in place like this. You can do it in other ways if you want. This is just how I do it. So once you've done that, you then undo that one, these two here. So I usually start at one. Just start on one per time, or you can undo both. But the problem is if you undo both at the same time, it makes it slightly harder because both legs then flap out. So, I don't know how well you can see this. There. Down to here. So now, you can see that I've now managed to get it set up quite quickly into how I wanted it. And this piece here, you need to be incredibly careful. Do not, whatever you do, loosen this piece here, which is basically the same as these. If you loosen it, this will happen. I did that and it whacked me in the head. And that did not feel very nice. So yeah, only mess around with that, with this screw, when the gun is actually mounted on top. So, shall we get on to showing that? So there's a couple of things that you need to do first. You're going to need a hammer. I got this hammer just because it was the closest one to hand. So, before you start, you're going to need to basically open this kind of bolt thingy, knock this retaining pin out. That's it. So give it a couple of taps with the hammer, put it out, and then you're going to need to do the same on the weapon. So I should just show you that one. So if you turn the weapon upside down, you should see this piece here. I'm about halfway in the middle of the weapon. So you take the hammer, give it a good couple of taps. The retaining pin should just come out like that. Now I want to make this very clear. Do not take them the whole way out, because if you can't get them back in, you're screwed. Because I'm not an armourer, I am not an absolute guru on this. I just know a little bit from what I've been working out myself. So, you take the machine gun after you've knocked out the retaining pin, turn it the right way up, and you pull this up, which is, you can't particularly see this very well, but this is the handle, the carrying handle. So lift it up like this. Make sure that this front, this little piece here, locks in there. This piece locks over here. So you want to make sure that the large piece here goes in between the two parts of the retaining pin, and this goes in the hole in the stand there. Then carrying handle down, take your hammer, sometimes you won't need the hammer, sometimes you will. Anyway, so once that's done, now if you want to, you can loosen this, and this will allow you to change the elevation. So it goes all the way down to quite far. So that would be for if this was say in an entrenched position, or you're on top of a hill, because obviously the majority of the time you will not want to be using it like so for actual action. Just tighten it up. I got it back to almost back to where it was. It's about here, and then it's got the traverse system, which is here. I'll pause and show you. So this part here is the traverse system, and that is at the moment in the lock position. Now it is in the unlocked position, so that means that I can now move it. You see when it's in the lock position, it's stuck and it won't move. That'll be for if you're having to do continuous fire at an enemy unit that was, say, quite a long way away. We're trying to suppress some enemy heads. You want to keep the machine gun in the same place, but that'll be just for the majority of the use that you'd use it for. Also, an interesting feature is if you look at the actual range markings on here, it's been cut off. Then around on the other side, yeah, you see that it only stops there. So what I think possibly might have happened with this, I'm not 100% sure, is that this might have just been the end part of a longer thing that was made. It was just added on because it fitted. Just the theory. So yeah, I'll get on with showing you the rest of the weapon. So first off, when I got it, I had absolutely no idea of how to move the handles down. So what I needed to really do was this. I'll move the camera around. Sorry about the angle of this. So yeah, you pull up on each handle, then that will allow it to move into each position. You can have it here, or you can have it down like that. That's quite a good firm hold. I quite like that hold. That hold is also quite nice. Do the same with the other handle. So that is the handles down into the firing position. Now, whilst we're down here, I might as well show you how to take the back section off, or the handle section off, I should say. The firing mechanism kind of off. So you see this part here, you can see that there's like a little indent in the handle. Sorry about this, it's hard to show it because I can't really see the viewfinder too well, but hopefully you can see that there's like a little gap in between these two pieces here. What you want to do is pull out the handle, rotate it so that it goes to there. So you can see this piece here is able to go in between those two little slots. Then you want to press this part here up, press it up, and then the whole back section should slide off like so. So now you have the back kind of the grips and the firing kind of trigger mechanism has some sort of thing. I don't know what to call it. So there's the select switch. That thing there is the button. I don't know how to change it from A to F, just leaving it there. So when you press the middle part, that'll be out of fire. And then if you have a look on the inside here, you can see the spring move when I press down on that button. And then obviously because it's deactivated, it's had the bottom part welded off, because otherwise it would try to cock itself when you move the handles. So putting it back on, it's literally as simple as taking it off. Make sure you take the handles, make sure the handle is still at the same kind of angle. Press down on this piece here again as you put it on. There's a little rail that it fits on. You should be able to see that. Lift it up. It fits on like this. Then you just move the handle to there. All re-engaged. And the way how you cut the weapon would be basically just you push this up, and then the weapon would be cocked in real life. Then you just press that button again, let fire. So yeah, just press the button, and you're firing the weapon. So that is basically that. I'll move on to some other parts. So to disassemble the weapon, as in not disassemble it, but remove the top cover, you need to take this pin out. So take a hammer, knock the back part. But before you do that, always make sure that this part here, which is I think the actual safety, make sure it is down in the down position, not in the up position. Where you do that is you just pull this bit, move it up, or if it's as stiff as hell, crazy like this, use a hammer just to, but make sure you've obviously pull it up before you start whacking it with a hammer, otherwise you'll break it. And so, without further ado, let's try and open it up. So pull that out to there, obviously not all the way out, otherwise you won't get it off. And you'll lift this up a little bit, and it'll come to a lock. And that is because it's got a really stupid design, which I just can't see why the retailer who made this thought it would be good. You see this little part here? That is basically a lock. So what you do is press that in. You can use that to lift it up to pop position that it should be in. So yeah, once it's in this position, you can then have a look at the internal workings if you prefer, do all that stuff. And it took me ages to work out how to get that to actually work. I mean, it's such a bad design, because, well, at least this part is, because there's no earthly reason why you would want it to be open there, not move. If you've got a jammage or a stoppage, you pull the top cover off. That is just gonna fuck you up in battle. That is something that could kill you, because if you're in battle, you firing this off, get a stoppage, you manage to pull this out, pull it up, that's stuck, you then knob around pressing the release button, and then fiddle around pulling the case out, look up, get shot. Whereas if it was just to go so firing, stoppage, you pull it out, that'd be better. But I mean, you've got to really be trained perfectly to get it correct, so that as soon as you get a stoppage, both hands off here, this out. But if you're in combat, from what I've heard from quite a few veterans, is that all the stuff you get taught goes out the window, because some people just panic. So if you're, say, using one of these, firing, and you could have been taught all the fancy stuff in the world, such as could have been spent hours practicing to clear the blockage. But if you're in combat and you got scared or combat stress or something like that, then you'll go, why is it not coming up? Why is it not coming off? Why is it not coming off? And then you get shot. So, anyway, off that little rant, that is basically how to open the top cover, and how to close it again. Very simple, you just press down on the same lever, make sure you keep it pressed down all the way down to here. It will go to here and then stop naturally, and all you need to do, no matter what's going on, if it gets to here, just give it a good slap on the top, and then just obviously make sure this is out. Please don't try slamming it down with that in. It won't work, you'll just break it. So that is that. And yeah, I'll show you one other thing about the machine gun that I managed to work out as well. By the way, sometimes if you have your carrying handle up and lift your top cover up, it can sometimes start playing silly games, like it started to play with me last night, where basically the handle managed to somehow get too far forwards, and the way how I dealt with that was just pushing on the carrying handle as hard as I could. Once I closed up the top cover. So you can also take the top cover off entirely by basically just carrying handle down, opening it up, and instead of stopping, just keep pushing. The whole thing comes off, and then you can have a look on the inside. This one's got some interesting markings about here. Anyway, so then you can have a look at the inside workings internally. Now there's one other thing that you can do, which I'll show you. So around here, see this part here? This is the kind of the thing that helps the spent belt come out once you've been firing. So what you do is you press this and it just lifts out like so. You do it one-handed, and that is a really good design feature that they have, and I'll show you why. So with this in, I'll show you the big problem. Some genius in their infinite wisdom thought that it would be clever, who was in charge of the Czechs making this, thought it would be clever to have something that would not be compatible with German machine gun belts. That is so stupid, when it was quite obvious that the Germans had designs on Czechoslovakia, because basically large chunks of Czechoslovakia had been part of Germany up until 1919. So yeah, they for some insane reason thought that it would be good to have something that would not be compatible with German weapons, so that even though if they were to be cut off from their supplies, they wouldn't be able to use German belts. But the good thing about it is, you just take that little part I showed you, take it out, and it will fit the German belt. Okay, it might jam a slight bit more, but a German belt, MG34 or 42 belt, will fit on it. Whereas, if you have it in, you can see that it doesn't fit. So, that is basically all of that. I shall put this back on now, so just to show you how. So I'll make sure that you also push down on that little plunger part, and just link it down like that, down on there, smack down, closed, job done. You've got your top cover back on. Anyway, so that is that. That's all I've managed to work out, how to take the weapon to bits as far as it will go. Just due to the spec of the deactivation it is, I don't think I can get it to come to bits any further than that. The sights move up and down. If I really wanted to, I could probably take them apart, but that would just be a waste of time. I'm not an armourer, so I don't know how I've managed to get them back together if there was any problems. So that's that. You can also unscrew the handles. Again, I've no idea how to actually unscrew the handles physically from the grip, so I don't want to risk damaging something that's 70-ish, 80-ish years old. 80, probably 80 years old. 80 years old probably this year, actually. So I shall now show you how to turn it into an anti-aircraft weapon. So take your hammer, you're going to want to knock out both of these pins here and here. This is also how you disassemble it. Carrying handle up as well. I would also, before you do anything, put the handles up into the transport position, which is here. So once they're in that position, you're not going to catch them, because if you catch them you can break them off. So both come out like that. Then I'll bend with your knees, not your back. Come off, comes down like that. I'm going to leave it like that for now. So what you want to do is make sure you've got a good firm hold of this, and you're going to want to unscrew this. Move this arm up only. This is obviously part of, got two arms. I'll screw it in firmly. So once that's done, you get something that looks a bit like this. Gonna make sure it's straight-ish, so I'm just gonna move it a little bit like that. Yeah, that'll do for now. Do for the demo. So just move the camera around, give you a better shot. So once you've done that, I'm just going to whack that one in. I'd leave the one on the machine gun out just because it would be safer. So again, just so you don't fuck your back, bend your knees, knock the back, lift it up, make sure that again, two holes go either side of that thing there. Slip it down like this.